Hi, my name is Jody Stevenson. Welcome back to Career Quest. Today I've got a great guest with us, Michael Felder, and with Felder Construction.
That's
Michael,
right.
thank you for coming in and talking with
Yeah.
us.
Glad to be here, Jody.
Yeah, we're really interested in this topic. The trades are just something that I'm a big believer in. And so I want to first ask you just to tell us a little bit about your company, what all you do, and how long you've been doing it.
Yeah. I started my company in 2015. So we're right at 10 years in, and I started as a floor guy, a flooring company. My uncle had a flooring business, and I worked with him for a long time. And from flooring, I got into decks, which is just a floor outside. And since COVID, really, I have been doing all sorts of remodeling, mostly residential now. Bathrooms, kitchens, basements,
Hmm.
and just a little bit of everything inside. Every now and then we'll do a roof or something, but I actively stick to kitchens and baths.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
So you live here in Asheville. Tell us a little bit about the job market for the trades in Asheville. Is it something that somebody should consider getting into? Is there good job security? Are people hiring?
Yes, yes. Yeah, all of that. Asheville is a great market to be in construction. Back in 2008, 2009, 2010, people all across the country were losing their houses. Construction was taking a huge hit. But in the Asheville market, there was still construction going on. There was still people remodeling, still people buying houses. And it's steady here. It's so steady here. We live in a beautiful area. I think people will always be drawn here and drawn to these beautiful mountains. And
Yeah.
construction is solid in Western North Carolina. If you're a young person looking into getting into trades in Western North Carolina, it's a safe bet.
Yeah. So you said it, a young person looking to get into the trades. I'm curious, what does it take for somebody, in your opinion, just starting out? If they're young, they're eager, they want to get into the trades. They need to go to school first. What do they need to do? Or is it just some other route?
Yeah, so definitely school is always an option, and locally at AB Tech, I know there's some good construction programs, and but as far as getting into the trades, I would say even before you go to AB Tech or starting a construction program, just try it out. And the main thing is drive. You've got to work hard. It's pretty physically demanding, or most trades are, and you just got to want to do it, and that can get you in. Just a drive and desire to do it.
Okay, okay. So, um, what's a typical day look like for you and your role, and maybe also tell us a little bit about some of the people that work for you, as far as their typical day.
Yeah, yeah. So my typical day is, you know, uh, I've got a wife and kids, and so we get the kids off to school, and I'll work on my computer. I'll try and answer a few emails first thing in the morning, respond to customers, and then I will call any subcontractors I have and make sure that they're good to go for the day, or if they need anything, and and so the and then after that, I'll get in the truck and I will go to the job site. I'm still very much active
Mm-hmm.
in the trades. I love to work with my hands, and I know a lot of builders and a lot of guys maybe try to, grow out of it. And gosh, I'm 40, and I don't see myself not swinging a hammer ever. I
Mm-hmm.
love it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so I go to work and physically work, and the phone will ring a lot, and I'll spend a lot of time on the phone, fielding calls from customers, or social media is a big part of the business, and you'll get messages on social media that you'll need to reply to, and I'll run to the store, get materials for the subs or for my job site, or for anything, and I take a good hour long lunch. It's good to get away from the job site and refresh yourself, and then I'll get back into it with whatever I'm doing for the day, flooring or painting or sheetrock work. Um, yeah, and so the tradesmen or people that work for me, it definitely going to have a very similar day. You're going to be there. You're going to start. Usually people don't want you in their house before 8. I know some guys maybe on new construction they start at 7. especially in the summertime with the longer daylight hours. But we usually get at somebody's house between 8 and 9, and just get in there physically and take up a floor, put in a floor, take down a wall, put in a wall, and obviously they'll need to answer their phone or whatever. And same thing, take a good lunch, get refreshed, and get back at it. And 5:36, it's time to go home. And some days you get to leave early. Some days it's a grout day. You're doing a tile floor, you grout it. It's only 4 hours, and you can usually cut out early. And
So a lot of times when we think about construction, we think just you're in there pounding with a hammer. It's physical, all that kind of stuff. But what about customer service? I mean, you're working in people's homes.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit. I mean, how important is the customer?
The customer's super important. Being in the trades, I think I see some guys that are not, so good with the customers. You got to remember it's their house, especially we're working in remodeling. So you're usually in a house that somebody's living in. Customer service is super important. Like I was saying earlier, you don't want to start at 6 o'clock running a skill saw in the neighborhood, waking the whole neighborhood up. And you don't want to be there at 6 o'clock at night doing the same thing. People are settling down, and you just got to be mindful of your customer and considerate, and be friendly, be polite, and you'll be good to go. I mean, it's not Moe's, but definitely start out like Moe's. Welcome to Moe's. We're here, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so it's something you're kind of sharing with us is that you might start off in the construction world, learning the trades, learning how to do all the work, but as you progress, you're going to probably do a little bit more of that customer relations and making sure the materials are on the site and everything. And there is a hierarchy, if you will, where you can work up the ladder to where maybe you're doing more project management, that kind of stuff. So there is growth within. You're not going to always be doing the same thing for the rest of your career.
Yeah, that's correct. And you're going to grow into that project management if you're doing a good job. You're answering your phone. You're completing your jobs. You're just going to have to grow. There will be somebody else that starts in and is doing the bulk of the manual labor, and you will have to be on the phone or at the vendor or meeting with customers.
And you can, work for somebody, and then there's always the option of going out on your own, huh?
Yes.
And you've done both, right?
That's right. Yes, definitely start, working for somebody and learning as much as you can from them. That's kind of the way it is in trades. So you're going to start from somebody working, and they're going to tell you what to do and how to do it the right way, hopefully, and you take that. And if you want to grow, you can grow, and you will start doing your own jobs or partnering with whoever you've started with. It's just kind of the natural progression of things. If you want that progression of things, and there's definitely very many jobs in construction where you can just continue to work and not have to deal with customers or not have to order or stay away from the office type thing if you want to.
Yeah. Well, you've sold me.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the trades just sound like they're not getting shipped anywhere. You don't have to worry about your job going overseas or anything like that. I mean,
that's right.
Working with your hands, I love that. If you want to be somebody that's, staying physical all day, not just trapped behind a computer, a desk, if you're that kind of person.
That's right.
So yeah, you've sold me on it. But one last question is just, what about earning potential? I'm sure a lot of people are curious about that. Like, what are some of the earning potentials, whether you're working for somebody or going out on your own and starting your own business?
Yeah. So for me at Felder Construction, entry level, right out of the gate, it's going to be $18 an hour or $150 a day. And, you can grow from there. Like I was saying, you can work as an installer or a construction worker for years and grow, 18, 20. It's going to be easy for a skilled person to get 30 or 40 an hour. If you can bring the skills and do the things that need to be done on your own, it'll be easy for you to get there. And you could grow your business, and you can start building houses. You could be doing additions, and I think that the there's unlimited potential. I mean, you could be a builder that's traveling around the country doing skyscrapers eventually if you wanted to. There's no real limit on the income on construction. As a small business owner, I set my prices, and
Yeah.
people can say yay or nay. If I need a little bit more, I can ask for a little bit more, and
Awesome.
I don't think there's really much of a limit on the income potential.
Michael, thank you for coming in and sharing that insight with us. I think you're going to convince a lot of people to give the trades a second look.
Yes,
out there.
Good.
All right. Thank y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.